everybody waited. What does Mom get? And Mom always got the best gift. Always. Micah, his brother and sister, would say, it's not fair. You love Mom more. I said, you got that right. I will never love you as much as I love your mother. You told them that? You better believe I did. Because I said, you're going to grow up and move out. Hopefully sooner than later. There was one that we couldn't run off. We actually put our house on the market. Had to get rid of that one. But they know Michelle gets the best gift. So if I love God, but I don't give to God, I don't love God. So you've got to talk about money. I'm so comfortable in this conversation. And it wouldn't matter with you guys that are church planners and church leaders, or if you were the top 25 givers at Faith Promise Church, I'd have the same conversation. I wouldn't backstroke. I wouldn't feel bad. If a 90-year-old woman walked up to me or a single mother on a fixed income and said, Pastor, I don't have enough to make it. Do you really believe I should tithe? I wouldn't hesitate to say, yes, you better believe it. Because 90% with God's favor is better than 100% without it. Amen. Don't backstroke. Hey, listen, if you don't believe it, don't preach it. Don't preach it if you don't believe it. But I'm telling you, it's so thoroughly biblical, there's no way to argue, there's no way around it. Giving is action. You know, it just is. Had God not given us His Son, we'd all be going to hell. But God gave. So if you're going to get married, you got to be a giver. If you're going to have a relationship, you've got to be a giver. You've just got to be a giver daily. Steve?
Chris, what do you say to the people that say, hey, listen, you know, tithing, that's an Old Testament principle. Yeah, Jesus affirmed it with the Pharisees, but that's it. He didn't ever say you need to tithe. I think we're under, you know, grace giving.
Matthew 23:23, Jesus said, you should tithe. Period. Now, if you don't like that, that's no problem. Let's go to some New Testament giving. Go to Acts chapter 2, where they sold houses and lands, and there was no need in that church because they gave it all. Matter of fact, if you're stingy and greedy, you'll really like the Old Testament better. But when I'm preaching on tithing, and somebody walks up and mad, I'll laugh and say, "Hey, Pastor Greg, see, you're not a tither, are you?" I do. How do you know? Because there's not a tither mad at what I just preached. The only people mad are those that are stealing from God. Must be you.
Wow.
Do not think I'm going to I'm going to backstroke around you because you're stealing from God, and I'm going to pat you on the back and bottle feed you and burp you on the way out. Grow up. Listen, the reason millennials are leaving the church, and they're leaving the church in record numbers, is not because we've over-challenged them, it's because we have under-challenged them.
That's right. Amen. You
go to the churches that are reaching millennials, and you listen to that fire from that pulpit. Man, listen, don't backstroke. See, we're dumbing it down. We're trying to make it, we're trying to get it down here that anybody can make it. Jesus said, raise the bar.
That's right.
Jesus said, listen, if you're going to follow me, you're going to take up your electric chair, and you're going to deny yourself, and you're going to follow me every day. I didn't lean all in that, Steve. They don't ever ask me that question twice. See, our job is not to make people happy. Our job is to make people holy. That's right. And holy people build a church. Well, I don't like talking about money. Well, you know what? Keep growing your church, and one day when you need money and you start talking about it, everybody you grew by not talking about money will all leave. And you'll get to start back over again. Well, I'll do it right this time. I'll talk about money. Are y'all with me?
Yeah.
Man, don't just lean into it. If somebody walked up to you, Pastor, man, I just don't know if God answers prayer, man. I prayed and this happened. You just, I'm so sorry, man. No, you say, listen, God is sovereign. He chose to say no. Are you going to miss a relationship with your Heavenly Father? Are you going to pursue God with a passion? Are you going to get up every morning and knock on the door of heaven and seek God with all that you are? You wouldn't backstroke on that. Why you got a backstroke with somebody? I love what Ed Young Sr. at Second Baptist Houston used to say. Because if somebody griped and complained, first thing you do is go to business and say, hey, pull their giving record. Yep. And Ed said the loudest boos come from the cheapest seats. Yep. And the next time that person griped, he puts his arm out and says, hey, partner. Because, he's deep Texas now. Hey, partner, you don't give a dime. You don't have a right to, you don't get to gripe. You don't even participate. I don't ever want to hear it again. So we don't need to backstroke. And let me just on the side, we value being nice in the Church of America over anything else. And that is not what Jesus valued.
It's true.
Well, we'll hurt their feelings. Jesus said, hey, snakes, vipers, hey, unwashed bones, get over here, let me talk to y'all. Going to hell? You're not just hellbound, you're twice a son of hell. See, well, he needed to read Norma Vincent Peale. No, Norma Vincent Peale needed to read Jesus. And I like Norma Vincent Peale because I'm a positive thinker. I think positive people do better than negative people. I think Jesus was positive. I'm going to heaven. I'm favored. I'm blessed. I believe in positive thinking. But listen, we don't backstroke. Or does this make sense?
Yeah.
Matter of fact, do you know if we'd rise up a little bit in leadership and remove people that are not doing it and replace some people that actually would, our churches would do better.
Yeah.
Because we got people in positions that ought not be there, we're too afraid to deal with it. So we're backing away from people, we're backing away from money. Lean in. And Jesus never leaned out, he leaned in. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
And so, man, it's incredible. And so, you can't preach on giving, and everything about life is giving if you don't deal with money. And so, now, here's a caveat. If you don't give, don't preach on it.
Yep.
That's all right.
Because you don't have any integrity.
Wow.
Come on.
If you don't have personal tithing stories and how God has blessed you as you stepped up to the plate, then don't talk about it publicly.
Come on.
I am number 5 at Faith Promise Church in giving. Number 5.
Wow.
Me and Michelle should be nowhere near there. There are people that make so much more money than we do. It's ridiculous. We'll give 25% this year. 24 by the time the year's out. See, I can easily talk about money. You know why? Because we just lovingly give to God.
Yeah.
How can we outgive the God that saved us, blessed us, called us, kept us, gave us incredible kids, has favored us, given us incredible health, and incredible ministry? How can we hold out on God? It's just, come on, it's ridiculous. Now, let me tell you a new thing that we're going to do, and I'm going to give you some practical things. This is hard issues. This is just trying to be biblically motivational. As many of you do, especially if you're a little older church, we give 10% to missions. Well, I told our executive pastor the other day, I said, hey, I want us to move where we give the 10%. I want to tithe our missions to Israel. Because I believe God will bless if we'll go after his kids first, his first kids first. That was his first kids before we were his kids. We got grafted in. So we're looking for evangelistic outreaches in the state of Israel that we are going to start taking our mission dollars and supporting. We're going to take us a while. We're going to get where I can say, we tithe off our missions. We send it for God's first kids. Does that make sense? And so, just something we're working on. Now, some of you maybe a little squeamish when you heard me say several times, I checked giving records. Why in the world would you not check a person's giving record?
Amen.
Why would you not know, Steve? Because it's hard, bro. I know my heart. I know how I can look at somebody different, and probably if I looked at it, I might have to have 45 conversations in the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, you would.
So
let me tell you how you're gonna look at different. See, what we all believe is the book of James will all be a respecter of persons. Well, first, let's give yourself a little more credit than that.
Okay.
Let me tell you, you're not going to look at the givers differently. You're going to look at the non-givers differently.
Right.
Well, so, if I'm a kids pastor, what do I look for in the body? What do I look for?
People like kids.
People like kids. I'm a student guy. What do I look for?
Same thing.
Students and people like students. I'm recruiting everybody in there that would just even put up with a student, much less love. If I'm a worship leader, what am I looking for?
People can sing. Play guitar.
You can sing. Somebody I wish you had sung. I'm with you. So we look for people to sing, play guitar. Somebody can run sound. Man, I can find everything when somebody can run sound.
Yeah.
Good night. We can't even pay people to run sound. So I'm going to tell you what, man. Sound guy, I mean, the devil gets into the sound booth.
Yes.
So, is that wrong for me as a worship leader to look for people that are musically inclined? Am I a respecter of persons? Was I evil as the worship leader? Is that wrong of me?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay, as the senior pastor, is it not your job to fund the budget and make sure the vision is paid for? Then why would you not be looking for people that can give? And why would you not? Now, you're not going to spend all your time with them. Because, see, those people that are giving in your church don't need you. Their lives are relatively in order. Now, if their marriage goes bad, they may call you, but they don't need you. The people that call you every day, that line up at your door every Sunday and at your altar every weekend, are the people that can't help you. Well, are we supposed to love them? Sure you are. And they get about 20% of your time. But 80% of your time ought to be with the people that can make your church go forward.
I've heard you say this before. You spend lots of time with the top so many percent, right? Like, do you judge that based upon actual dollars given or percentage giving? Because you could have a single mom that gives 30%, but she doesn't give a lot. Like,
That's
or
right.
a single dad that gives 30%.
That's right, but
do you care for them on the same level that you care for the millionaire?
No. Because they're going to be involved in a ministry, they're going to be cared for. I'm going to see, as a shepherd, if you want to care for everybody, then stop at 50. So I went to our Blount County campus after a year. Campus had exploded. We sent 225 people. It's at 600. It's rocking. I've not been there. I've never gone to the door of that campus. I walk in. This 90-year-old woman is on a walker. She's heading toward me. She starts crying. And I'm moving across to meet her. And the closer I get, the more she starts to cry. And I think she's mad about the music. It's too loud. She wants a hymn. I can see it. It's coming. I get to her. She falls in my chest, sobbing, can't even communicate. I just pet her little head. She's down here. I'm just... Finally, she pulls herself together. She said, "Pastor, you have no idea what you've done in my family." She said, "I got 5 generations of my family here this weekend. My 2 great-grandboys are being baptized this weekend. Half my family's come to Jesus because of you. And it's good to meet you."
It's good.
That sent me into a tailspin. That destroyed me. Because I'm Baptist bred and educated. I had 2 Southern Baptist degrees. I went to a seminary that trained East Tennessee mountain preachers. We'd be bivocational, Mid-America. That's where I went. And everybody I'm supposed to know. And I didn't know, had never met that lady. And for the next 3 months, I had a battle. Because I didn't know her. I should know her dogs. I should know her grandkids and her great-grandkids.
Yeah, 5
and I
generations.
came to
5 generations you didn't know.
Yeah, no. Nor have I ever seen her since. And I came to the conclusion that I'm the chief shepherd over this flock, but I don't shepherd every sheep of this flock. So I can go ahead and learn to deal with. I don't know everybody, but I'm making sure everybody is known and needed and everybody is cared for. Now we have 9 campuses. And some of those campuses, I don't go every 2 or 3 years before I get there. So no, to answer the question. James, are you a respecter of persons? So they're a group of people that I will meet with or contact that I do. And we have now, we have a company who's called Mortarstone. And if you're if your giving is either online or you've got it on spreadsheets that's electric, you can use Mortarstone. We've trained every campus pastor, and every Monday they get an email from Mortarstone. All first-time givers and all lapsed givers. So if you're a giver, but you haven't given in the last 4 weeks, the campus pastor will get an email. Why? Because the last thing to come to church is money, and the first thing to leave is money. So they're at your church before they give, and they're still there while they're mad, but they quit giving. And if you can catch them before they leave, because 3/4 or more percent of what they're mad at is not true.
Oh, wow.
See, money is a pastoral issue. So we have a phone call. Hey, it's Pastor Chris. Hey, man, I saw something has happened. You came across my desk as a lapsed giver. Are you okay? Did you lose your job? Is there some way that we need to come beside you and help you? I mean, I'm here to pastor you. Is there anything I can do? Well, yeah, my husband lost his job. And what do you need? How can we marshal the whole body of Faith Promise to meet? You've been a giver. Man, you have been faithful. I don't care if they gave $100 or $10,000 a year. At that point, it doesn't matter. Everybody gets treated the same there. And so, well, no, man, everything's okay, but I heard, man, what you said the other day. Well, tell me what I said. Well, you said X. No? Yeah, I know you said it. Did you hear me say that? No, but Sister Sally said she was there. Let me just tell you. How long have I been your pastor? Have I ever lied to you? I didn't say it. Let me tell you, I don't have a memory, so let me tell you how I know I didn't say it. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Because everybody hears through their pain and through their deal.
Yeah.
And so we deal now. Every first-time giver gets a card from the campus pastor, from me. We work on the whole of the stewardship.
Like a thank you card.
Huh?
Like a thank you card?
Yeah, we'll send a thank you card. Somebody gave $50,000 last month. I'm taking them to Chesapeake's next week or 2 weeks from now. I'm taking them dinner. Because see, here's the deal. We were always taught to say thank you, and people give, but we never want to say thank you. How rude. So what we do is, every first-time giver, we write them a card and say thank you. If it's over $5,000, I do a handwritten card. If it's a large gift, I'm going to take them to dinner and say, hey, man, you blew me away. I wanted it. And what we do, every campus pastor calls every first-time giver at every campus and says, hey, man, Pastor Chris, saw you gave last week for the first time. Hey, we're so grateful. Man, I can't believe that. Hey, do you know because you gave X, Y, and Z? And almost, if they're Christians who come in, almost everybody says, I'm blown out of the water. I can't believe he called me. I've been giving for 40 years. Nobody's ever said thank you. And nobody's ever tied my giving to the vision. So there's a big circle about what we do. Now for the top 100 givers, I bought in my house. We have a drive-by Christmas. They all get a handmade gift. And we probably spend $100 a piece on those gifts.
So they know they're the top 100 givers?
No, they don't know why they're there.
So the word's never gotten out in your church that's the reason they're there?
No, we have a big church.
Yeah.
There's different dynamics in a larger church than there is a smaller church. So they come by. Like last year, our theme was out of Isaiah. I'll make a roadway in the wilderness, a river in the desert. So we had clocks cut out of a log about that thick, and then we had a river that went through it with a plaque how the clock sat with that verse. And then I wrote a card that said, hey, we only got to do last year what we got to do because of your sacrificial giving.
Wow.
And so the deal is, see, these people don't need you by and large. You need them. So I was at Hillsong several years ago. I took the top. Now that top 100 givers list changes. It's a fluid document. So I hand wrote a card, every single one of them. Thank you for your financial generosity. We get to do more ministry for Jesus because He loves you, Pastor. Put them all, address them, took them to the desk at the hotel in Sydney. 100 cards. I said, I need you to mail these back to the States. And the lady said, excuse me, sir. if you'll just take those back with you, you'll save about $500. I said, I don't know how much it costs. I need you to mail these. Yes, sir. Because I'm one of those people to get a card, postmarked Sydney, Australia, from their pastor. I was thinking about you today.
That's cool.
So I have an app on my phone that I had them create. It's a smart sheet. And what I'll do is I'm sitting watching a football game mindlessly. I'll go to there, top 100 givers. I'll pull it up. I say, yeah, man, I hadn't thought to Kevin. So I'll pray for Kevin. I'll flip over. I'll click on his cell phone, text or call, put text, hey, Kev, it's PC. It's thinking about you, praying for you, man. I love you. So grateful for you. Yeah, I love what Annie said. You do for one of the few what you wish you could do for everybody.
Yeah.
With probably 25,000 people that call Faith Promise home, there's no way I can know and be and do. But as the senior leader, my greatest, one of the most important things I do is cast the vision and make sure the budget is funded. And so like a kids person or a student person or a worship person goes after that, I go after people. Because there's kings and there's priests. We're priests, they're kings. The kings need the priest and the priests need the king. The problem in ministry is most people in ministry never really had any money and they're intimidated by people that have money. So we don't want to go around them because I grew up poor. I was prejudiced not against blacks. I was prejudiced against greens. If you had money, I didn't like you.
Yeah.
That's good.
Because I grew up poor. Man, I was in Memphis struggling with 3 little kids. And 2 millionaires at the church I was at did their best to be my friends.
Yeah.
Man, I told them, get away from me, man.
Wow.
And when I left, God said, your life would have been easier if you would have been prejudiced. Those 2 men would have paid your way. And I went to both of them and I said, I need to repent before you. Because you tried to be my friend and I was prejudiced against money. And I'm the loser, not you. I'm so sorry. So the king needs the priest. And those kings need us. And I've got a buddy of mine, Steve Dooley. We play golf with him. Steve made hundreds of millions of dollars. He planted Gateway with Robert Morris, Robert's best friend. Was there the day they launched Gateway in Dallas. He sells all his companies just squazillions of dollars. And now he just works for free for Steve. He mentors the big business guys. Now to be in his top level business, you have to have 1,500 employees. That tells you. He's playing golf, one of them. Now these guys live in a world where everybody kisses their rear end. They're billionaires, everybody. And he's sitting there playing it. And the guy's sitting in the it's a terrible tee shot. I mean, no, he's in the sand bunker. He just flubs it. Steve said, well, that's a great shot. And that guy said, hey, nobody touched me that way. Steve walked by, he was leaning and pushed him backwards and knocked him down. And he said, I do. You don't impress me. See, those people that give those big bucks, they need to be held accountable. They should have the gift of giving, and we don't call them, we don't get in their face.